I just realized that this clown is going to be staring at everyone through this entire video. So it's like, if somebody hates clowns, which I'm not even fond of clowns at all, that's distressing. I apologize. Whew. Just like put a piece of tape over your phone or your TV or your computer or whatever. I'll just do the whole rest of the video like this. Oh no, that looks bad too. Oh no, I didn't just do that. Never mind. Whoa.
Shake up a martini, pull up a chair, and let's go thrifting. This is Mid-Century Wasted. Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Oh, here comes a big truck. Ooh, FedEx. Anyway, I am trying something a little bit different today. I am picking up my order from shopgoodwill.com. I have purchased some things from Shop Goodwill from out of state and had it shipped to me. And so far, it's pretty much been stuff that I have wanted myself, not stuff to resell. So what I'm really testing out now is whether or not there is room for profit on any of this stuff if I wanted to resell it. So I have purchased a couple things, or bid on and won a couple things from my local Shop Goodwill distributor, I guess you want to say, seller, store, whatnot. I'm here now to pick it up. So the way it works is you can do local pickup on these auctions. So I don't have to pay for shipping. I just had to drive, a couple miles down the street. No big deal. The weird thing is, like, you have to set a pickup time and date. You schedule it. You can't just come pick it up, the next day after you win these auctions. So it's like a month after I won these things. So I couldn't even really remember what I bought. I had to look it up before I drove out here. But I have 4 things, and we'll see if the value's there or not. I don't know. When you buy stuff online, you don't necessarily know how the quality is going to be, and we'll see how this stuff is. I don't know. Maybe I can sell it. Maybe I'll keep it. We'll see. So of course I parked in the wrong spot and I have to move the car because I'm a moron 99% of the time. Okay. Finally finding it this time. Okay, well, I got my stuff, and of course, first I tried to go in the wrong door, and then when I get to the right door, it's locked, and it's got a thing to ring the bell to get in, and of course I'm an idiot, and I don't read signs, and so I'm just like pulling on the door, and I'm looking all around. It's got like a big open, like, garage hanger to go in and out with vehicles, and I was just an idiot in there. That's all I'm trying to say, is that I was like confused and like wandering around, and then they like buzzed me in. I'm like, oh yeah, duh, ring the bell. But I got my stuff, and I think it's good. I think it's good. I'm gonna go home and we'll do a little haul video with this stuff, and then some of the other stuff that I've gotten from other states. And yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. This is a huge place, by the way. Like, I wish I could film in there, but I don't think I was really supposed to, so I didn't. But I mean, they were talking a giant warehouse filled with stuff, so that was kind of cool to see that. And there's even like bins outside. Ooh, I'm a hot mess. Sorry, y'all. All right, we'll see you in a little bit.
All right, well, welcome back. It's been a little bit longer than a little bit. It has been months since I filmed that first part of the video. It is now October, and I picked that stuff up, I believe, in June. Pretty sure it was June. So, as is life, I got busy doing other stuff. I kind of like launched my channel, and this haul video sort of fell to the wayside. But, oh well, let's just do it now, because I do want to talk about Shop Goodwill and the possibilities of still finding things on shopgoodwill.com for resale. because the possibility is still there if you know what to look for. You are joining me in my living room today because I got some artwork in the pickup. This was included. And since I had this shelf here with artwork on it already anyway, I figured, oh, I'll just do it right here. And as a matter of fact, this one, not this one, but this one lives right here. This is where it stays because I love this picture. I'll show it to you in a minute. I decided to keep it, and it looks really good here when this scary clown is not here. Anyway, so that's why I'm like kind of down here today, so you can see the pictures behind me. Maybe I'll scoot forward a little bit. Hey, is that better? Okay. First, let's talk about the whole Shop Goodwill thing. I don't know how long they've been doing this, but it seems like lately especially, Goodwill is taking their best things, I suppose, and putting it on their own shopgoodwill.com website. And what that is basically their own auction site, just like eBay, but it's just for the Goodwills across the country. Now, just quickly, we're going to talk about whether or not that's a good thing. And what you're going to get from me is the opinion that I have no opinion. Because half the time I'm a collector, half the time I'm a reseller. So the collector in me is like, great, I get to see all the good stuff that's in North Dakota or Colorado or wherever. The reseller in me is like, well, there go the profits, and there goes the opportunity for me to ever find Pyrex in my local Goodwill stores, which is 100% true. If I go to Goodwill, I'm not going to find Pyrex. If there is Pyrex at Goodwill, it's because it didn't sell on Shop Goodwill, or it's an extremely undesirable pattern, or it's extremely damaged, like dishwasher damaged or chipped up or something. So there have been just a handful, 2-3 times tops, that I've even found Pyrex at my local Goodwill. Now, if I go online on shopgoodwill.com, I can go to my local Orange County location, or even Long Beach or Los Angeles if I really want to, and look at the Pyrex on there. And am I going to pay a ton for it? Yeah. But if you're a collector and you're really looking for a certain pattern, it's worth looking there too. I have seen Pyrex on shopgoodwill.com go for higher than eBay prices. And here's the problem with that. The descriptions on shopgoodwill.com are minimal. They're dealing with quantity here. So they're not giving you the best descriptions. It's not like an individual eBay seller who really wants to put an accurate description up on their store, on their listing, so that they get positive feedback and all that stuff. Goodwill doesn't have to worry about that. They're dealing with quantity. They're just taking the pictures and slapping the stuff up. So you don't really know the quality. And I have seen things go for astronomical amounts of money. And I use Pyrex as an example, but it goes for anything that people collect. I personally probably know the most about Pyrex and collect Pyrex, so I use that as kind of my litmus test for what's going on this site. So I see the Pyrex selling for a ton of money, and if you look at the pictures and you know what you're looking for and you look closely at it, you can see that it is just destroyed. It is in horrible condition. They're not backlighting it. They're not showing you all of the flea bites or just like major gouges in the paint. So I think if you don't know what you're doing, you can probably get into a bidding war and end up ripping yourself off on that site, because they're not pointing out any flaws in, I mean, maybe they'll say like a major flaw, like, you know, something is cracked down the middle, or they'll take a picture of it, but chances are they won't. And so you're really taking a gamble when you're buying stuff on this site. Now, if you are buying something that is not your local store and you're not doing local store pickup like what I did at the beginning of this video, they're going to ship it to you and you're going to have to pay shipping. That adds on to the price. So that's like the negative side of it. And like I said, the positive side of it is if there is something that you're really collecting and you really want to find, it's just like another avenue like eBay, where another website you can search in your pajamas in bed and shop. So my advice, either way, if you are collecting or reselling, always search for your local distributor or whatever they call it, store, because going and picking up your order will end up saving you a lot of money. And if you're reselling, that's especially important because that eats up your profits if you have something shipped to you. It's really beneficial, I think, to go ahead and do the store pickup. I think I've said everything that I wanted to say about this. So let's see what I got. Let's talk about all this stuff. Okay, so the first thing I am going to just show you really quickly because I've already talked about it. If you have seen my very first video, which I hope you have, if you haven't, go find it. It's on my channel. It was about the moon landing because it was posted. It was my launch video and it was posted on the anniversary of the moon landing. So this newspaper of the moon landing, I got that at shopgoodwill.com at my local Orange County store. So that shows you how long ago this was that I actually filmed that video before I filmed the very first video that I posted on this channel, because that thing was in the video. So anyway, hashtag mom life. It's just, I don't have a ton of time to do these videos, and starting my channel actually was a lot more involved than I realized. I'm sure everyone who's a YouTuber who's watching this is like, oh yeah, like there's a lot of time and energy of just, making a logo, finding music. Like there's a lot that goes into making these videos, and I feel like I knew that, but I didn't really know it until I started doing it. So I got behind, and I have like so many videos just waiting in a queue for me to do haul videos to go along with them. So you'll hear me saying this kind of a lot in the future, so get used to it, that I shopped and I bought this stuff a long time ago, and now I'm finally doing the haul, and it's like 3 or 4 months later. So oh well, does it really matter? I don't think it does. So that was the first thing. And I do have little notes here to remind me what I paid. Hold, please. All right. So here's another thing. Every item has whatever the price is that you bid on, bidding price. And then there's a handling price. There's a handling fee that goes along with the shipping cost. This was my first time picking stuff up that I have purchased from shopgoodwill.com. I didn't realize until I went to pay. You pay online, just like eBay. I didn't realize that the handling fee, you still pay for it, even if they're not shipping it to you. So if you are doing the local store pickup, you still have to pay for the handling. And at my store, most stuff is $3.25 per item. So if you win something for $5, you're actually paying $8.25, $8.50, depending on what the handling fee is. So keep that in mind when you're bidding, especially if you're fine-tuning some profit margins. Like if you have a low profit margin on something, that extra $3 or $4 sometimes dollars might make it not worth it anymore to buy the item. So if you keep that in mind while you're bidding, you'll probably be okay. So the newspaper, I only got 4 things this pickup. So it's okay that I learned this the hard way and, had $3 more basically added on to everything that I bought. Because there's only 4 things. I didn't spend an astronomical amount of money, but it was kind of a lot. I mean, for a thrift store, if that's what you're talking about, if we're comparing this to a thrift store, it's a lot of money. But you'll see that I ended up wanting to basically keep everything anyway. So I didn't really have to worry as much about profit margin. But the newspaper, I keep looking at it without holding it. The newspaper, I ended up spending, with all the fees and everything, $12.88. Okay, I'm fine with that because it's something that my husband and I are really into. We like the space program stuff. We like space memorabilia. $13 basically for a local vintage newspaper talking about the moon landing. I think it's pretty cool. And it's in good shape. They're harder and harder to find because of the age now. And it's just cool. It's just really cool. So that's fine. Next thing, I should do that, right? Just to get rid of it. Yeah, okay. Okay, clown picture. Is that distressing to anyone else? He's looking into your soul, isn't he? Anyway, all jokes aside, this is actually a really well painted clown portrait and really nice frame. I mean, it's a little dusty. It's been sitting in the garage because ain't no way I'm keeping this in my home. Part of the reason I wanted to do this video now is because some people really go nuts with clown stuff for Halloween decorating. Some people just love clown stuff anyway. I'm not bashing on anybody who likes collecting clown things. I'm just not personally one of those people. But this is pretty mid-century, and here's why. And I needed help with this topic. I'm just gonna hold him right here next to me while I talk. Okay, so I needed help with this topic because, like I said, I'm not a clown collector, but I know a lot of mid-century and mid-century modern collectors collect clown stuff. In that era, clowns were just a thing. And I needed help with this particular painting because, oh, and it's signed Chris, by the way. Do you see that? Is it getting dark enough? There we go. It's just signed Chris. Like some dude or lady named Chris painted this. And it's really, really well done. It's definitely acrylic paint. And I know that just because I'm an artist, but you can tell, like, it doesn't have the thickness and the viscosity and opacity. Hope I'm just gonna be an art snob for a second. It just doesn't have the consistency of oil paints. It's almost kind of watery in a way. It's acrylic paint, but it's very, very, very well done. I am gonna put it down now. So when I started researching this guy, I took a picture of him and then I did the Google like reverse image search thing on the Google photo app, and I kept finding like the same clown with the same pose but painted by different people, slightly different, but it was the same clown. I'll put some pictures in that I found because it started to freak me out. I'm like, why am I finding so many people painting the same dang clown? Like it was, and I don't, it's creepy. It's creepy anyway because it's the clown topic creeps me out. So I turned to a group on Facebook that helps to identify things. You probably know the one. If you don't, I'll link it down below because they're awesome. I asked the question of like, okay, I got this painting. Why are there so many of this exact same clown being painted? And some people are like, well, maybe it was a famous clown and maybe it was a paint by number. I'm like, no, it's not a paint by number. Like I really know what paint by numbers look like. It's not a paint by number. It's not a kit. You know, because they're all different sizes and stuff. And oh, and then the thing with it being a famous clown, it's like, well, why would they all be the exact same pose with the eyebrows the exact same way? I'm like, were they manufactured by like individual people painting them? Like, I just didn't get it. And then somebody posted a picture of this book and this clown was on the cover. And it was a Learn to Paint Clowns book, like an instructional book by Leon Franks, I believe is the name. And inside were paintings that this guy had done and instructions on how you can paint it. So it was kind of like a paint along with me in book form back in the 60s. And so apparently it was pretty popular because now I've seen other paintings of clowns and then you see the same one and the same one and same one. And then you realize, oh, it's from the Leon Franks book. So I guess it was popular. I guess a lot of people were enjoying learning how to paint clowns in the 60s. Don't know why, but that's also when they were doing paint by numbers and stuff. That's, I guess, when people were appreciating art a lot back then. So that does make it kind of more interesting to me that you can find this exact clown and this exact painting, and you could make a collection, a complete collection of different people who have painted the exact same picture. And that's kind of like, for me as a collector and an art person, I could see it being pretty cool to pick a couple different clowns and then find as many of them as you can of the same clown pose, the same clown picture painted by different people, and group them all together on a wall. Like I said, this one was really, really, really well done. When I was searching for other ones, I could see some of them were not quite as good. So whoever Chris was, you're a good painter, man or lady, because Chris could go either way. And the frame. And I don't want to gloss over the frame because I did think at the time, if this ended up being valueless, the frame was not. The frame was nice. And knowing now that this is most certainly from the 60s, this is a 1960s frame. And, flip it over here, it is from Mexico, right? Hecho in Mexico. Hecho in Mexico. Made in Mexico. And it was framed in Westminster, California, which is the very next city over from me. So it's local to me. So I thought that was neat. The person who painted this in the 60s lived around here, had this framed around here. So that's fun for me. And the frame alone definitely has value. It's in good condition. It obviously has some age to it, so it's got some just dust, really. I don't know. Like, does it even have any... It's got that, like, aged look to it, so it's kind of hard to tell if anything is damaged or if it's just meant to look that way. There's a couple little dings and scratches, I guess, but it doesn't really matter because it's got that aged look anyway. What did I pay for Mr. Clown? I paid $8.24 after all of the fees and everything. And now I know that a good rule of thumb for artwork, if you're going to try to resell artwork is a hard thing to resell. I'm just going to be upfront with that. I've had this listed for a while and there's been some views, there's been some favorites. I've lowered the price because I always just start prices high and then work my way down. You know, when it's something especially like artwork, people are going to pay what they think it's worth. So I start with like, what would I pay for some artwork that I would really like? And then just work my way down until it sells. But paying like $8 and see, that's one of the things, like I thought I was paying like $4.99 for it and it ended up being like $8 for it. So it's like, okay, well, but still a framed piece of artwork from the 60s, paying $8 for it. Like I'm okay with doing that. That's fine. It's a really nice frame, really good quality, just great all around. So thing with buying artwork, the rule of thumb is to kind of don't buy any artwork that you wouldn't want to keep for yourself. You wouldn't want to be stuck with, because art is so subjective and it's very, very, very difficult to sell artwork online. It just is. It's not a big seller. It kind of costs a lot of money to ship something because the box is like a big size and kind of wonky, and it's hard. It's hard to sell art online. It's like to flip artwork online from a reselling standpoint. So I definitely did not follow that rule when I bought the clown. I followed the rule when I bought this because I loved this. I ended up keeping it. The clown, I want it out of my house. Because while I appreciate people who collect mid-century modern clowns, I personally do not. I'm not afraid of clowns, but I definitely see them as Halloween decorations more than year-round decorations. And that's just me. I know some people love clowns the way some people love collecting cats or dogs or vintage paint by numbers or whatever. So if you like collecting clowns, this one's for sale. It's on eBay or Etsy. I can't remember. I may have put it on both, actually. I think I did. I can't remember now. My eBay and Etsy stores are linked in the description box below. If you see anything that you like, or you can email me because my email is down below too, or just comment on the video or whatever. It's a lot of different ways to tell me that you want this stuff if you want it. Somebody please want the clown. You know, I don't know. Maybe the clown's growing on me. It's just really well painted. It really is. It was a very well done painting, and I, as an artist, I can appreciate that, I suppose. Have I said enough about the clown? Yeah. All right. Since we're doing artwork. All right, it's all like torn up on the back. It's like somebody took all the paper off of the back to try to see what it was or something. I don't know. So, let me just show it to you first. Oh, it's dusty. I guess I should have cleaned it off first before I decided to do a video. All right, you're going to see some glare. Okay, so this is a mid-century couple on a chairlift, and to me it looks like Big Bear, California, because there's a lake in the background. I'm sure there's a lot of places in the world where there's a chairlift with a lake down below, but to me this just reminded me of Big Bear. And they're clearly from the 50s or 60s. I mean, look at the clothes they're wearing. That's a mid-century couple for sure. So this had that like mid-century modern feel to it, but this is a modern lithograph. This appears to be digital art to me. Just the way that the background is, and I'm not sure, it's just how it appears to me. The background looks like an actual photograph that people sort of photoshopped to make it look like a watercolor almost. But it doesn't look like an actual watercolor, especially when you see it in person and you really look closely at it. I mean, there's always a chance that it is just an actual like lithograph of a picture on canvas. But to me, that's what it looks like. It looks like graphic art. And just the style of it, it just looks like digital art or graphic art. Like almost comic book, you know, like comic book art in a way. Now, here's the name. Oh yeah, no, you're not gonna be able to see that at all. Oh boy. Yeah, that's not working at all. I'm gonna put this back up because it looks ugly. Woo, without it. Okay, that's better. So, I can't make out the name. I haven't been able to search for this artist yet. That is part of the reason why I don't know the medium for sure. I don't know anything about it. I just personally liked it, so I bought it, and that's where it's been staying. I initially bought it with the idea that I would try to resell it. But once I got it home, and I had a really good spot for it right there. I mean, obviously I've got a picture frame with nothing in it right next to it, but again, that's just me being busy and not printing a picture yet. Hashtag mom life. So once I got it here, I sort of put it up there. I think I was putting it there to take pictures of it, to resell it. And I was like, dang, that looks really good right there. And I really like this picture. So it's sat there ever since, and I never listed it. Does that happen to you if you're a reseller? And again, same thing. I paid $8.24 for that. So that's what that is I won it for $4.99 at my local Orange County Shop Goodwill. When they post something on their website, I don't know that I've ever seen anything with a starting bid less than $4.99. So it's kind of like if they think that this is worth $5 or more, they're going to put it on the website first. I don't know. That just might be the way that they do it. So a lot of stuff I win for $4.99 because nobody else bid on it. And so the two pieces of artwork, which I feel like artwork, a lot of people aren't looking for artwork there. It's something that you can find nice artwork at your local store through shopgoodwill.com. And you can get it for $4.99. That's, well, and then plus $3.25. So the $8.24 is what it comes out to when you've got the $4.99 starting bid plus the $3.25 handling fee. So basically everything on there is at least $8.24. So yeah, again, just keep that in mind. But I don't mind paying $8.24 for a beautiful piece of framed artwork, whether it's a lithograph or an acrylic painting from the 60s. To me, that's still a good deal. All right, last thing that I picked up on this day. Isn't that nice? It's a Christmas bell little tray. And this is one of those, you know, paint at home ceramic deals. The finish is coming out a little bit odd on camera. I mean, like, this almost looks like lips or something way worse. We're not gonna go there. The variation in colors is not as dramatic as this. The blue isn't as blue and the green isn't as green. Like, it's a more subtle treatment. It's just something about the lights and the camera is making it show up a little bit more contrasty. But it's a bell, it's a ceramic tray, and it's for Christmas, and it's vintage. It is Christmas 1973, and someone named Carol painted this, and I have an aunt, Carolyn, and my dad calls her Carol. And Carol, what a perfect Christmassy name, you know. And my Aunt Carolyn was born on Christmas Eve. So, $9.24. So, I got in a little bidding war for somebody with this. So, I paid $5.99 plus the $3.25 handling fee. So, $10 for a little paint at home ceramic tray. Now, if you were in a local thrift shop, this would not cost $10, you know? So this is definitely something I purchased with the idea, with the intent of reselling. Now, if you're keeping score, I'm keeping this. I'm keeping the newspaper. I've listed the clown painting, and I wanted to list this too. And I even wanted to list that. I thought the only thing I was keeping was the newspaper. But now, with the price that I paid for this, I think I'm gonna have to keep it. Just cost-wise, profit-wise, I don't think I could sell this for enough money to make it worth my while to take pictures of it, to write a listing for it, and put all that time into it. And then you have to ship it too. I feel like $10 total is plenty for this. So this is mine now. I don't see myself listing this. I would have to sell it for like $20 plus shipping for it to be worth my while. I only like listing things if I can make like $10 or more off of that item, because then to me, my time was worth it. Less than $10, I don't feel like it's worth my time to take all the photos and write the listings and do everything, that weigh it, package it, ship it. So I would have to sell that for like $30 total with shipping. I just don't. Hey, if you're watching this and you want that thing for $30, okay, let me know and I'll sell it to you. But I don't see anybody wanting a Belle platter tray, at-home painted ceramic thing from 1973. I just don't see somebody wanting that for $30. So it's going to end up being part of my Christmas decor, and I'm okay with that. Okay, very quickly, I want to talk about some other things that I have purchased that were not part of this local store pickup day. These are things that I had purchased and shipped to me from other parts of the country. The mid-century Jell-O mold. Yeah, that's like celery and cucumber, and I don't even know what the red stuff is. Could be tomato. Inside Jell-O. I cannot imagine eating that. So that's spinach, cabbage, and carrots. And gelatin. Oh God, it's not in color, but thank God it's not in color, because I don't know what we would do. There's tuna in that, you guys. Sorry, that is just straight up vomit. That is vomit. Why did this happen? Oh my God. Ooh, it's making my eyes water. This is literally making my eyes water to look at this. All right, here's Ring Around the Tuna, just in case anybody wants to make it.